Hey, Power Profit Traders, Tom Gentile here. This is video 2 of a 3-part video series I'm doing now that we are back in earnings season again. If you remember last week, we were talking about fundamental changes in earnings where we could look at patterns of stocks or companies who continually beat their earnings estimates, as well as patterns from stocks who continually miss on earnings. So we talked about that. This week, I want to show you price change patterns. So today we're going to look at earnings, or companies whose price run up into earnings and prices who run up after earnings. So best price changes. So I'm going to do a search real quick on all pennies and weeklies. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at a pattern where price has the best change before the last 4 earnings. All right, so here's what we got. So what we have here is we have a bunch of stocks that this ran through. And what it determined is the stocks here at the top have what we call the best closing prices, best percent change as we run up into earnings. Now, what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for stocks that either consistently meet or consistently beat or miss in terms of price, where the prices consistently run up before earnings or they consistently run down. Now, if you look at Amarin was up 20%, down 7, down 14, up 5. That's a coin flip. All right, it has a lot of movement around earnings, but it doesn't have a pattern of going in the same direction. And I go through and I'm looking in, and what I'm looking for is all positives or all negatives. And this just shows me these patterns. Now take a look at this one. Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. So AMD for the last 4 quarters, the prices actually ran down the week prior to earnings. All right, down 4%, down 15, down 6, down 5. All right, not what happens after earnings, what happens before earnings. All right, now let's see if we can find a positive number. Now here's a positive. All right, Alibaba. So Alibaba has had a history of going up before their earnings announcement and is an average of 5%. So we have a tech stock that's gone down an average of 5.68% in the last 4 quarters, and we have a stock that has gone up 5% in the last 4 quarters. Very interesting that one's a negative and one's a positive. All right, now these are the week prior to earnings. This is great because you can take a look at this and say, maybe based on the pattern I see here, I might want to buy put options a week prior to earnings, and based on the pattern I see here, maybe I want to buy call options the week prior to earnings because one's bullish and one has a pattern of being bearish. Now I could go on and on and on, but the thing I wanted to show you here is that these are stocks who have patterns of movement before earnings. Now, before I let you go, let's take a look at what happens in terms of price change after the last 4 earnings. Which stocks move on average the most the week coming out of earnings? All right, so here we go. Abercrombie and Fitch actually moves an average of 21% the week after earnings. You can see the last 2 quarters it's been up, and the 2 quarters before that's been down. So again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for moves in a positive or moves in a negative form. Now, it's a little harder to find these here. And if you go along the screen here, you see series of positives and negatives together, but I so far don't see anything where we have all positives or all negatives. All right? Scratch that. United Continental is the first one I see where the stock has consistently gone up after earnings to a tune of 7.6%. All right? So I wanted to share a quick video with you this week and show you price patterns around earnings. Stocks that tend to go up before their earnings announcements and stocks that tend to go up after their earnings announcements. Now, what does this got to do with options? Well, again, this is the third piece of the puzzle. And so next week, what I'm going to show you is I'm going to show you how you can look at options prices and put all of this together to create your own earnings pattern searcher. All right, so hope you enjoyed this. Have a great week. And of course, I'll see you again next week. Bye now. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to click on the button below to subscribe to my Power Profit Trades e-letter. That's where I'll be sharing the same secrets and strategies that made me successful in this business. Take care.